Viewers, welcome back. Today we're going to work on the Datsun a little bit more. I'm going to finish doing some wet sanding on the car. I'm actually going to Comet wash the whole back of it, and I've enlisted the help of an expert to clean the interior. Here it is. This is the first time the Datsun's been out of the garage in about a year. Pardon my heavy breathing. The front wheel bearings on this thing are not very loose, not to mention the rear tires rub. I have to adjust the ride height. Anyway, so goal for today, first thing I'm going to do is power wash this thing. We'll get some good footage of that because man, is this thing filthy. Number two, I'm actually going to Comet wash the back 2/3 of the car, actually starting from the rear, front doors back, just to see if we can equalize the paint color between the old and the new. And then I've enlisted the help of an expert. My wife here is going to actually help us. She's going to shampoo the front seats as well as maybe some of the carpets. I'm going to get to power washing this thing and then we'll pick up when we're ready to Comet wash. Here it is after the first wash in at least a year. It is looking better. Still think the front fender is a little too bright. So the next thing we're going to do is Comet wash this car. If you know who David Freiberger is, you've heard of this before. There's a bunch of videos of this on YouTube. It's really basic. Wet the car down, sprinkle the Comet on there, scrub it around with a sponge. All I'm going for is to maybe try to lighten up this paint in the back just a little bit compared to the front. So we're gonna go over the whole car once. If that doesn't work, then I will continue to wet sand. Here it is after the Comet wash. Now we're in the shade because it's a little warm today in Wisconsin. It's like 85 degrees, but you won't be able to see this that well because it's in shadow. But to our eye here looking at it, it looks like the paint is brighter, but mainly I think that's because all the dirt is off of it and it's cleaner. So you can still see a difference in color right here, albeit minor. So I'm gonna continue to wet sand, and my wife is gonna get started vacuuming and potentially shampooing the front seats and carpet. So after the Comet wash here, it's gonna be hard to see, we're in shadow, but this is the new matched green and this is the old green. You can probably see those are different colors. This fender I've worked on a little bit. I'm just trying to wet sand through a little bit of the green that I sprayed and get to this brown and even gray primer underneath in an attempt to try to match the rest of the car. I have more work to do. I think I'm going to take more off around this wheel arch, and same thing on the other side. So I think I will start by trying to get more of this brown off of here, because underneath this is the right color. So you can probably see these are two different colors. I apologize for anybody who's colorblind. The Comet wash did really well to take off all the old linseed oil or whatever else was on here, and it did brighten up the old paint a little bit. However, it is still the wrong color. So I'm gonna get to town wet sanding. My wife is going to get to town vacuuming out the inside of the car in preparation to shampoo the seats. So here's kind of a look at how dirty all of the seats were. Definitely got some water in there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not bad, but there is a little bit.
Oh, this thing is filthy.
Satisfying.
color. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice. Yeah. Woo, that was a lot of liquid.
Probably not a lot left in this, huh? Here. Oh, yeah. That's pretty satisfying.
Yep, I know. You can see that on camera nicely too.
All right. It is working. Viewers, it has been 2-3 hours, and as far as I'm concerned, I think the Datsun has undergone a really awesome budget transformation. Let's look at the paint. The Comet wash really did a good job to remove a lot of crud from the paint, if there was any linseed oil or anything like that. But now, if you look kind of closely at the front, yes, there's a bunch of this paint missing, but to my eye, I don't believe that the line at the front fender is nearly as noticeable as it was. Now, I have not done anything on the lower valence yet as far as wet sanding through to get to that paint underneath. So check this thing out. All I did here was wet sand through until I saw something I liked and I stopped. Same thing here. And I was using 320 grit today, which seems to cut pretty good with water. Now, I don't know how well this will pick up on camera, but if you look at this line right here, this is the paint that was colored over top. Then there's a layer of primer. Then there's the actual green that matches very close. And of course, we're in shadow right now, so it's going to be a little bit weird, but the rest of the paint here looks pretty darn consistent front to back. The front fenders are probably a little bright still, but the star of the show, look at this interior. Oh my goodness. My beautiful wife spent 2 hours vacuuming and de-germing and wiping down everything in here. We rug doctored the seats, we rug doctored the carpet, we laid the carpet back in. I have to fix that hole where the shifter comes up. Don't worry about it, that'll be upcoming. But look at this thing. Now, I know the rear seats are still a little bit dirty. They could use probably a little bit more scrubbing. Other than some water spots on the window, there she is, all clean. The paint looks a heck of a lot closer than it did before. I think I'm gonna leave it just like this. That's where we're gonna end it today. Didn't wanna bore you guys too much with this stuff, but if you guys have any comments, questions, or anything like that, feel free to post those down below. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one.